Hi guys, my name is Natasha from Tasharel Fashion Academy and welcome to the digital illustrations tutorial. This tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make your manual illustrations, how to transform your manual illustrations to 3D illustrations, which is popularly known as digital illustrations. And for these, if obviously I already mentioned that we should all download the Autodesk Sketchbook application, and I hope we've all done that. So I'm just going to be using my own settings as the prototype for everybody's app. I mean, it's going to appear differently in on different devices, but this is how it appears on my own device, and I feel like this is what it should appear like on Apple products. I don't know about Androids, but this is what it should look like, or maybe slightly different. But yes, so this is Autodesk Sketchbook, and without further ado, let's just get straight into business. So the first thing you need to know about Autodesk Sketchbook, is that you should know all your tools and menus in the significant bars, in the bars where they are and everything. So it's very important to know that. So let's just start with the toolbar. I'm so sorry. Let's start with the toolbar. So I call this the toolbar. I call this right here the toolbar. I call it the toolbar, and I call it the toolbar because most of the things you would often use for your illustrations are right in this segment here, in this bar by the left side of your device. At the left side of your device, most of your illustrations would be there. Most of your tools often used for illustrations would be there. I'm so sorry, I'm blabbering. So the first thing I want to talk about is the color tool. So this right there is called the color tool. It helps you select colors and helps you change any tool that you're using from whatever color it is to whatever color you want. And if you look right at these points where you have like 4 shades in like a menu, right at the top left corner of that color tool, if you tap on it, you could see that you have Copic. There's something called Copic there. So this helps you select colors for skin tones and all of that. I mean, there are different shades right here. It helps you with shades. I don't know if you're popular with the brand called Copic Markers. It's known and popularly used for manual illustrations for people who work with markers rather than watercolors and whatnot. So they tried to put their shades into their color tool. I think it's a partnership, so you get to select whatever shade you want. You have the warm colors, the summer colors, the winter colors, the very bright colors and whatnot. So you can select whatever shade of any color you want. I usually enjoy using it mostly for my skin tones. From this particular shade of brown, I mostly enjoy using it for my skin tones. You could get walnut, you could get burnt umber. I mean, there are names there. You could just play around with it to know different shades that you have there for different type of skin colors. Moving on, let's go to the picker tool. So the picker tool is used to pick colors, right? So I mean, we spoke about the color tool, but now this is the picker tool. It is used to pick colors. If you can see, I'm moving this circle around, and if you notice the middle right there is what you use as your center or your cursor center to pick whatever color it is that you want. Let's try this out. It is on white right now, so if you check my color tool at the left, at the extreme left of my device, you would see that it's white right there. Now I'm going to move it to a red right here, or orange, and if you check it, you see that the color tool has changed as well to red. If you check it, you see that the color tool has changed as well to red. So it's used as a cursor to pick whatever color. You would need it mostly when you're shading, or you're switching between different shades of colors. You want a brighter shade, or maybe you've painted something earlier on and you just want to get the same shade because you can't exactly use your color tool to find that shade just from the color panel. So you use your picker and just select right there where you had the color painted earlier, and then the color comes out again. So moving on, let's move to the pencil, or rather the so this tool right here. I don't know what to call it. I call it my brush tool. Is it really the brush tool? Well, it just helps me select. Pretty much, I can select whatever tool it is I intend to use for my illustrations or my drawing. So you have the basic, that's from the pencils to the fine liners to the brushes to the pointed markers to the angled markers, the sharpies, to the calligraphic pens, to the thick and dark shades of pens and whatnot. So you get all of that from this option. You get the synthetic paint brushes. I I don't know if you can see that I'm tapping them, and then you get the smudge brushes, you get the fine liner, like normal drawings and normal painting pencils. You have the from the F to 9B, which for me, sorry, from 4H to 9B, which is pretty much everything you might need for any drawing you want to do. You have the texture options, which you can use any of these tools for your hair, for patterns, for shading, for you can use it for so many things. Polka dots, um, fur and all of that. Ashoke, anything you want to do, pretty much. Then you have the shapes. You could use this for diamonds, for eyebrows, for sparkles and glitters, and so much you can do. You have the splatter, maybe for tie-dye effects or backgrounds. You have the half tone. I mean, you can do anything you want to do with your brush selection tool, right? So moving on, let's go to the the pencil. So okay, let's go to the pencil. Going to the pencil option, the pencil as it is just a pencil. Pretty, I don't think I need to explain what that is. It's your pencil you use in writing, drawing, whatever it is you want to use it for. So that's that on the pencil. You have your brushes. Same thing you get on the um brush selection panel, which is this. You get right here. This is just the often used tools for your illustrations. Let's move to the airbrush. Yes, this is your airbrush. I use this for shading, for skin tone, when different skin tone colors, for mesh. Mesh is like tulle, chiffon, organza. Let's see. Mesh in general, sheer, anything transparent. I use my airbrush for that. You can use it for lace, so many things. And then let's talk about the eraser. You have the sharp edged eraser and you have the round edged eraser. They are used they're used in different ways, in the same way but for different purposes. So for your eraser, you could write something with the sharp edged eraser and want to erase it sharply. So that is that. And you could also use the round one to erase it like easily with blurs or something. Do you get? With blurs or with gradients. Do I call it gradients? But yeah, it just gives you, I don't know if you can see it, it doesn't erase sharply pretty much. So that is what your erasers are used for. That's what your erasers are used for. Then what else? I think pretty much that is it on the tools bar. In the next video, we'll be talking about the layer bar, which is this right here. We'll be talking about the layer bar.